Rightio, and welcome back to this tutorial. Let's get into chamfering. So the first one I want to focus on is this front face. So we'll do these four corners of this front face. I'm going to get rid of my toolpath again, click this green tick, not green tick, just this tick over here on the operations one there. There. So to do a chamfer is a simple profile. Don't need to do the inside chamfer of the bore because we did that when we actually bored out that hole. So Mac front face, look at that. So let's give this operation a name, chamfer, capital chamfer, front face, OS contour, geometry. I'm going to select, I'm going to start at the top, go in a clockwise direction, yes to accept that. So when I select this to get the clockwise direction, I can literally select this side of the line. If I was to select this side, it would go in a counterclockwise direction, go this way around. Not a biggie if it's the wrong direction. You can right click on the chain here and go reverse or press F5, but you must have this chain selected in the window over here in the chain list there. But that's all I need for this contour. I'm going to click OK to accept that. Tool, I'm going to create a new tool. So I'm just going to use the same tool that I'm going to use to do all my spot facing, and I'm going to add a drill. So over here you got your milling tools, next is your drilling tools, and I'm going to use a spot drill. So I'm going to drag that into my magazine there. Again, it's a live tool, it needs to rotate. So here I'm just going to use, I haven't got anything bigger than 6 mil diameter, so I'm just going to use a 10 mil spot drill. It should be enough clearance to do the side holes on those tabs as well. So I'm going to go 6 mil, but I will make the overall length, total length, I'll go 100 mil, make it a super long one. Outside the holder 73, that looks good, and that will do there. In my properties, I will call this a spot, capital spot drill, DIA 10. Probably could get away with a 12, but let's just go for a 10 for simplicity here. I'm going to click OK to that, to accept that. Levels. What are my levels? So upper level is the front face of this component. I'm going to click OK. The profile depth, I'm going to do the exact same. Select this face. To set the chamfer depth though, what I'm going to use is the delta. There's method to my madness here. This works really well when we do a save and copy here, in the fact that all we have to do is select one face from then on. So I'm going to make this negative 0.25. A little 1/4 mil chamfer should be sufficient for this. There. Got to go to my technology. What we need to do in here now is to change my technology. My tools on the left, that's the default, climb milling. Tools always on the left if you're doing climb milling. What we want to do is change this rest material / chamfer to chamfer. Once we do that, we get an additional tab here in the technology. So chamfer. What we want to change here is the cut diameter. So we're only doing a 1/4 mil chamfer, but what we don't want to do is do it right on the tip of the cutting tool, the chamfering bit. So what we can do here is specify an offset so that it does still do that 1/4 mil chamfer, but doesn't cut on the tip of the tool, but it's somewhere in the middle, top third. So here I'm going to go 5 mil. So that's halfway, and it's a 1/4 mil up there. So it's using the top half of that spot drill there. So that's got that. One thing I will go in here, something I learned just recently is, let's say that we need to change where the tool actually starts. We can do that in here in the geometry. So I'm going to click on geometry here. And what happens is over on the properties manager over here, we can change our start position. With that, we can shift it a certain amount. So we can shift it here. I'm supposed to be able to shift amount. When I click on here, it's got 25. If I, let's say I want to start more this side, I can click somewhere over here and it's not going to do it for me. Apply. Nope. Start position. There. Shift %. Rightio. So I want it to come over here, shift %, whole gain, and it just comes up with this number. It's a percentage of it, and I believe it's a percentage of the whole chain, that perimeter length there. But it's just where you roughly want to start. So if you do need to change that, this is how you can get in there and change that. I'm going to click OK to accept that. Only other thing I want to look at is my link. Here I want to make sure I lead in and lead out. So I've got an arc, which is perfect, but I want to make sure that I use the same as the lead out. It has got the same there, but I'm just double checking, making sure I got there. So if I do changes here, it repeats itself on the exit there. So I can go save and calculate, simulate, solid verify, and we'll press play. So that's done that there. I can slow that down, I can step that through. It feeds on and around and out and back to the start. Alright, so that's what I basically wanted there. I'm going to stir and repeat that and do that for the top face. So we've got the top face and bottom faces. But it's only the two, because we've done the front face all the way around. We only need to do the top top faces. What we'll do is we'll do the two sides, because that means we can index around. Oh, it doesn't matter what there. But what we'll do is we'll do a save and copy. So what we'll do is we will do this edge and this edge on this side, as well as the tab outside contour. So let's do the top first. Chamfer LH tab and face contour. CONTOUR. Rightio. I'll select it. Copy that, because go back to my geometry. Remember, I've got to change my Mac position. So I want Mac 3, left hand side face. Sometimes when you do change your Macs, it does rename that on you. So I'm going to go new geometry. So my first one I'm going to do is I am going to select this contour. Make sure we get it clockwise. Climb milling, yes to accept that, and I click the tick. So tools the same. Levels. Upper level is this face. As I said before, so I can leave everything now as is. Their technology is the same, everything's the same. I just simply have to go save and calculate. Go simulate, solid verify, you can play that, and it does that. Sweet. Save and Save and copy. Go back to my geometry. Alright. So here we're going to chamfer left hand. Top and bottom. Oops, got a small b there. Bottom contour. Edge, EDGES, edges. Rightio. You can anything, any name that you can reference, as long as you understand and the person that's reading your program when it punches it out can understand. Again, geometry. This time we can just select edges, so we don't have to always select a chain, and this is why I mentioned before, make sure the constant there. But in this instance, because I only just want edges, just single edges, I'm going to uncheck this. So I'm going to select, and it's going to make it very difficult for me to select the edge I want. Can I right click on that, hide? Oh, look at that. Alright. So I got rid of that sketch. So that's selected that edge, and it is climb milling. Yes. Alright. I can accept that edge. So it's giving me one edge there. But I can stir and repeat and do the same on this edge. Okay. Alright. So they're both climb milling, and that's now got those two chains there. Accept that. Rightio. Tool, same. Levels, levels, levels. So the upper level is this face now. Profile depth should be 0. Rightio. Everything else should be the same. Now we may have a bit of an issue with the edge of the tool hitting this side of the tab. We are getting close. Let's simulate and see if we do need to make some adjustment. Save and calculate. Simulate. Solid verify. Play. Ooh. So, didn't need to. Didn't need to change anything there. Alright, so, and accept that. Now, I don't need to play it, exit. Alright, so this is a stir and repeat on the other side. Now, I can't do the tab the same as before as a copy, but what I can do is do this edge because it's exactly the same as the other side, the right hand side. I can do that. Fourth axis rotate. Include, angle 180. I didn't click insert, that's what I missed. Save. Aha! I even make mistakes. Rightio, so that's now got that on there. Alright, I can exit out of there this time. Come back. So this chamfer tab, I am going to open that. I'll do a save and copy. Save and copy. So this time it is the RH, outside contour. Go to geometry, change it to the right hand, number 5. There, I need orientate it so I can see which way I'm going. So I want that edge so I get my clockwise. Yes to accept. That's good. And I can accept that. So that's got that. Everything should be levels. Change levels. So upper level. Profile depth is set to 0. Links and everything else should be the same. Save, compute, simulate. Replay that. It has done that. Awesome. Exit. Rightio. So I'm going to exit out of there. Now, my order of operations, because it did a save and copy, it's put it directly underneath it, the chamfer. So to save indexing, if you want to change your order of operations, we can drag this. So in this instance, what I want it to do is I want it to chamfer the top of the left-hand tab, then chamfer, same on the left-hand side, the two sides. Then I want it to rotate around, do the right-hand top and bottom sides, and then do the top there. So I'm going to drag this copy of the right-hand tabs. I'm going to click on there and I'll drag it down if it's let me. May take a bit of a play. If it's not going to play ball, I can go the other way and drag that up. Right, chamfer left-hand tab, top face, chamfer left-hand top and bottom contour edges, chamfer right-hand edges. So, yep. So they're the order operations that I want it to happen in. So that's got that there. That completes this tutorial on chamfering. Next up, we'll get into spot drilling.